Welcome to the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Over the next 60 minutes, we celebrate the work of extraordinary musicians who have not only made an impact on stage, but also in their communities. This year's class of 2024 has broken records and barriers. Before we dive into their inspiring stories, let's take a moment and reflect on the mission of the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame. The Buffalo Music Hall of Fame stands as a beacon of celebration and tribute, dedicated to recognizing the exceptional and diverse musical talent that has emerged from the Western New York region. Through the years, our Hall of Fame has cast a spotlight on some of the most influential and groundbreaking artists from our local area and beyond. Our esteemed inductees include Grammy and Academy Award winners, composers who have crafted unforgettable scores for films, musical, and television, and producers and engineers who have shaped the soundtrack of our lives. As long as the allure of a sweeping symphony, the mastery of a blues-based virtuoso, the dynamism of a rock performer, or the skill of a keyboard prodigy captivates us, the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame will remain steadfast in its mission to celebrate and preserve our vibrant musical heritage. With now 400 inductees and continuing growth, our Hall of Fame reflects the ever-evolving musical tapestry of Western New York. This year, we are excited to commemorate our 42nd anniversary, honoring the region's musical brilliance. For more details about our inductees and upcoming activities, please visit our website at buffalomusic.org. Let's continue to cherish the music that enriches our lives and honor the artists who create it.
Anthony Casuccio was born and raised in Buffalo, New York. He graduated from Williamsville East High School, holds a degree in sound recording technology from the prestigious Tonmeister program at SUNY Fredonia, and a Master of Science degree from Buffalo State College. For over 9 years, he collaborated with major record labels, producing, mixing, and remastering over 150 albums. The list of artists' projects he worked on reads like a who's who of music legends. Tony Bennett, Roy Orbison, Linda Ronstadt, Glenn Miller, Les Paul, Johnny Cash, Jim Croce, and more. Anthony struck deals with other major labels and went on to help create radio campaigns for Pink, Destiny's Child, Cypress Hill, Train, Aerosmith, Dixie Chicks, and Our Lady Peace and Nas. Anthony has mastered 3 Grammy-nominated albums, 5 top 40 dance hits, and mixed and mastered well over 1,000 projects.
I'm a mastering engineer by trade. That's what all my major record credits are for mastering. But since I started writing my own material, I've really looked at this new musical paradigm as a challenge and almost a game. So I'm enjoying lately really releasing my own music and seeing how far I can take it.
As band leader, songwriter, producer, and engineer, he led his band A&L to success. Anthony had 9 top 20 songs with the band on various UK indie music charts and radio play in over 70 countries. Beyond his prolific career, Anthony is an educator. He imparts his knowledge to aspiring musicians and audio engineers as the chair of the Villa Maria Music Department.
I think my success in the industry gives me some recognition and some clout with my students.
Anthony Casuccio's solo career is a testament to his passion, dedication, and unwavering commitment to music. As he continues to create, his melodies resonate across continents, leaving an indelible mark on the indie music landscape.
This organization has a special place in my heart because I've worked with this organization for a long time. And for me, I feel it really just is the icing on the cake of this wonderful career I've done. But it's recognition. It's saying, wow, here are my peers who are recognizing these accomplishments that I've done. And to me, that means the most. You know, it's great to have your friends and family say, hey, you're great, but when you have fellow musicians, especially in your hometown that you care so much about, it really means everything to me, and I'm humbled by it, and I'm thankful.
Donna Rose knew from her earliest age that she would one day be on stage. As a child, she was inspired by show tunes, jazz favorites, Perry Como, and Barbra Streisand. Against the wishes of her father, she took free piano lessons at school, and with the secret encouragement of her mother, she won an acting scholarship to the Studio Theater as a high school sophomore.
Well, my father was a very strict Italian, and he thought that the ladies in the house should learn how to do the laundry and clean the house and make the meatballs. But from a very young age, I was interested in entertainment.
Buffalo's bustling live music scene in the late 60s changed Donna's passion from acting to singing, and in 1968, she got her first professional job with the Shillings. Mentored by renowned jazz singer Mark Murphy, Donna changed her style to sing standards and book shows as a solo artist, backed by a number of future Buffalo Music Hall of Fame inducted members, including Wally Jetterman and Bobby Jones.
I've always been very lucky to work with really great musicians. I'm not sure why I was so blessed to be able to work with people that were, I thought, a much greater talent than my own. And they taught me a lot of things, and it gave me the opportunity to get the experience to do those things. And just many of those people had incredible work ethics.
After several years on hiatus to start a family, Donna returned to music in 1990, forming Bittersweet Rose to play blues clubs such as Alternative Brews. Donna and her partner Jim Wozniak performed and recorded together for 2 decades until Jim's passing in 2009. 3 years later, Donna returned to sing with the Veltri Guarino R&B Review and to form her own Donna Rose Band. She has made guest appearances with 12-Pack Jack, James Anthony, Jack Civiletto, and others, and has been a featured artist at the Tacoma Performing Arts Center, part of 6 decades of service to the Buffalo music community.
Well, certainly I was thrilled. Over the last few years, I've been lucky enough to have obtained the respect of many of my peers. And even if I never was inducted into the Hall of Fame, that has made a big difference in my life to let me know that my body of work has been recognized and that people respect the time that I have put in on the stage.
Phil Aguglia is a passionate and accomplished music educator who discovered his love for music as a student in the Buffalo public school system.
And I wanted to be able to play the trumpet as well. And I had Mr. Monet, my first trumpet teacher, took an interest and really energized me and gave me some tools. And then other teachers like Iris Stevenson and then Orrin Hollish, and then I went to Hutch Tech High School, and Floyd Freed is really where I learned that I wanted to be a teacher.
His passion for music led him to pursue a Bachelor of Music Education degree at Ithaca College, where he honed his skills and developed his teaching philosophy. Later, he completed his Master's in Music at SUNY Fredonia.
I didn't have a straight path. It was, I started off in Massachusetts, and I went to West Valley, New York. I was in Cleve Hill, and now Kenmore. But, each one of those, it was a learning experience. But the biggest turnaround for me as an educator was when I met a guy named Chris Izo. Chris was a retired director of bands from Western Illinois, who retired here in Buffalo, and his wife was the music coordinator for the West Seneca schools. And Chris, in his retirement, took me under his wing.
As a music educator, Phil has made a significant impact on the lives of his students. His teaching methodology is unique. He created the instrumental music curriculum, Thinking Out of the Box, which enables students to progress from beginners to college-level material in 4 years of instruction. This curriculum earned Phil recognition as a leading music educator. Phil's dedication to music education has been recognized with numerous awards and nominations, including the Grammy Foundation, People Magazine, Walt Disney Corporation, Erie County Music Educator Association, the Conn-Selmer Corporation, SUNY Buffalo State, and the Buffalo Bills. Phil is not only an exceptional educator, but also a sought-after conductor, clinician, and speaker. He has proudly served on the Board of Trustees for the Music is Art organization since 2008. Phil is also the owner of Pagoo batons, which are used by prestigious conductors worldwide and have been featured in the 2020 Oscars and Leonard Bernstein's batons in the movie Maestro.
The Buffalo Music Hall of Fame, to me, means more than if I would have been the finalist for the Grammys. I could have went to LA and been schmoozing with a bunch of people I wouldn't have known and never met again. To be recognized here means so much to me.
Phil and his wife Cindy have been married for over 25 years and have 2 children. He has truly dedicated his life to music education and has made a profound impact on the lives of his students.
You know, my wife, who is there for me through all of these things, and being a band wife, the joke is you're kind of a band widow. And it's a lonely life at times. In fact, she's in the parking lot waiting for me now.
Tom Russo was one of the most in-demand drummers in the Buffalo music scene during the 1970s and 80s. Born and raised in Buffalo, Russo's drumming journey began in his formative years.
He always had a drum pad in front of him. We get one of those ones where you just practice on it from drum lessons all the time, playing drums. That's all he cared about, drums. So yeah, he had drums up in the attic, and the whole neighborhood heard him play. Yeah, so he was very musical his whole life.
Tom's educational background is rooted in Buffalo's public school system. He attended School 45 and later graduated from Lafayette High School. Russo's drumming talents were sought after by various local bands throughout his career, highlighting his versatility across genres.
We're always talking about how good he was, and he had a lot of people, looking for him to play in their bands. We'd have phone calls coming in from California, people wanting to talk to him about coming out there. He seemed to always want to stay in Buffalo, though, because people would tell him, Tom, you need to leave the area if you want to make it big, but he wanted to stay around here. He had all his, people were always at my house, the band members, and spent a lot of time with my family, so that was real nice.
The groups Isaac, Penny Farthing, the Farrell Brothers, and Junction West provided Russo with a platform to hone his skills and establish himself as a prominent drummer in the Buffalo music community.
He was in a band called Sir Bentley. It was a show band, so they traveled around the area a lot, and they actually opened for bigger acts in Atlantic City. And they did like skits and stuff, and Tom was like the person who did the puppet show in the middle of it, so we have videos of that. And Hershey Park, played in Hershey Park, and we go down and watch him there. It was fun. It was fun following him around.
Tom's involvement with Chuck Vicario and Big Willie and the Hubcaps from 1974 to 1978 marked a significant chapter in his career. For 4 years, he served as the drummer for this legendary local oldies group. In the 80s, the Buffalo Blues Brothers Band offered a platform for Russo to showcase his skills within their blues tribute show. A beloved drummer who left a lasting mark on the Buffalo music scene, Tom Russo passed away on January 18, 1994, after a courageous battle with a lengthy illness.
I mean, people came up and sat with me at the hospital. People I never knew, singers who would introduce themselves and say, oh, I sang with Tom. I just loved being around him. And it was very helpful for the process we were going through.
The outpouring of support following his passing served as a testament to his character and also to his deep connection with the local music community.
when I found out that he was being inducted, I said he would love this. I think he'd be a little, shy about it, but I think in the long run he would have been honored, very honored.
As we get ready to share the stories of our inductees, we pause to honor the cherished members of our musical community who are no longer with us. Welcome back. We are just moments away from introducing you to more incredible members of the class of 2024. Tonight's inductees and all those who have come before them take deep pride in their connection to the communities, just as the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame does. Throughout the year, the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame's influence resonates across Western New York, creating a powerful ripple effect in our community. For over a decade, the Hall of Fame has been dedicated to nurturing emerging talent through scholarship programs and mentorship. Our partnership with the Lucille and Jack Yellen Foundation plays a crucial role in this mission, providing opportunities for young songwriters aged 13 to 18 to develop their craft. Our commitment to fostering the music industry extends beyond individual support. We offer a series of hands-on workshops designed to guide and educate those involved in the business of music, helping to cultivate the next generation of industry professionals. Moreover, we are deeply engaged in supporting vital causes within our community. Through our Hall of Fame Heals initiative, we collaborate with organizations such as Music to Remember Western New York, Bridges Battle, and Western New York Drummers for Homeless People. These partnerships aim to harness the healing power of music, to raise awareness and support for those affected by Alzheimer's, breast cancer, and homelessness. In addition, we bring the vibrant spirit of music to the heart of downtown Buffalo each summer, enhancing community events with live performances and celebrating the musical heritage that unites us all. Our presence is felt throughout the year at various community gatherings, underscoring our commitment to enriching the cultural landscape of Western New York. To learn more about the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame and how you can get involved, we invite you to visit us online and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. From a composer to conductors to a clarinetist to singers, percussionists, drummers, and educators, the individuals we honor have profoundly impacted countless lives with their remarkable talent, leaving behind a legacy in Buffalo. Here are more of their stories.
The Krew brothers started in 1954 as a dream shared by three brothers, Tony Jr., Gary, and Don Krupski. In the late 1950s, they formed a tight-knit trio, fueled by their love of polka music. Their big break came in 1961 with a national appearance on the Ted Mack Amateur Hour. By 1967, the family band had grown with the addition of Alan and Dennis.
Well, it goes back to when my parents got my brother Tony involved back in like 1950, and he was playing the accordion, and my brother Donnie joined him, and they started together as a duo, and my brother Gary joined shortly after that, and then things started to fall into place. So 1954, the band as a duet, and then Gary a few years later, and then I joined in 1967 along with my brother Al. And at that time we were a five-piece band, and we just love polka music.
This expansion marked a turning point, solidifying them as the Krew brothers, led by Tony Jr. In 1968, polka promoter Don Ruda hired the band to perform regularly at the Hearthstone Manor in Depew. A big break came in 1969 with the release of their debut album. This LP quickly gained them recognition within the polka community, leading to bookings across the country.
Traveled around the country, playing at all the major conventions. United States Polka Association, the International Polka Association would hire us. We'd be out in Connecticut, Long Island, New Jersey, Massachusetts, playing, and been doing it ever since.
The band expanded further in the early 70s with the addition of Ken and Rick. The Krew brothers stood out as the only all-brother band performing at major polka conventions.
And as the years went on, I joined the group in 1973, and we're still performing today, now as the Krew brothers, but in different entities. And it's just, I can't imagine the people that we've met through polka music, the friends that we've made, the bonds that we've made throughout the country. It's just amazing. 3
more albums would follow, and the Pick a Polka show, shown regularly on Channel 2 TV, was a major influence on the brothers' musical interests.
We put 4 albums out, and the albums gave us a lot more people hearing us and
more recognition. And it's, if you're not a musician, if you are, the thrill of hearing your music on the radio, especially my brother Tony did most of the writing. He wrote a lot of music, and to hear your own original tunes being played on the radio is something very special.
The Krew brothers' polka performances brought joy to countless celebrations, from weddings and graduations to First Communion parties.
Those people are out there, and if you get the right convention, you can have 100, 150 people standing in front and cheering you on, and it just embodies you to perform even more than you enthusiastically play for them. And it's just a wonderful feeling to be out and still being in my age, still out there and still playing on a regular basis. It's awesome.
And I can add to that is, if you're having fun on stage, that reflects, and that people will see that and they join in too. And there's nothing more happier than some polka music and a cold beer.
With their concerts and recordings, the Krew brothers' legacy extends far beyond their music. They represent a vibrant family band that kept the spirit of polka alive in Western New York and beyond.
There's heavy hitters that are in the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame, and we're certainly pleased to be in that category. Although we don't play together as a band anymore, our eldest brother passed. Is it 5 years already? Is it 5?
6.
6 years. And so the band is this band. But I can tell you this, there's several families that just break away. We are tighter, I like to say, than 2 coats of paint.
RiShon Odel Northington is a widely recognized creative talent, acclaimed locally and nationally. RiShon is an accomplished professional who has established his proficiency as a composer, producer, and multi-instrumentalist.
I had music on both sides. My grandmother, she introduced me to Liberace. So she was like a great pianist. She played everything, actually. My dad, he plays everything. He's a bass player, but he played everything. And he had albums from every genre. Queen, my all-time favorite rock band, AC/DC, Stevie Wonder, Journey, Rick James, everything. Anything you could think of, he had it in there.
He has also made a significant impact in the film industry, having appeared in distinguished movies such as Marshall and Breathe.
I've had the opportunity to do some movies, few movies. Marshall, who Marcus Miller, he actually scored the film, and then I was actually in the studio the day before. That's how I got in with Andra Day, and they were working on. I had no clue, and then I get the call to they were like, we need Grant Green. He's Grant Green. And so that was great. Marshall, and there are a few others.
RiShon has toured with Brian Culbertson and Najee, is the musical director for Julius Wilson, and is a member of the International Society of Bassists. He's collaborated with notable artists such as Cissy Houston, Marvin Winans, Phil Perry, Donnie McClurkin, and love and hip-hop star Stevie J. Jordan.
The gig that I've been on for 7 years, Brian Culbertson, he always does business first. That was one of the main things I learned from him. Business is always first. So, and that separates everybody from, because you can like it and you can love it, but you have to do the business, and that's what separates the men from the boys.
RiShon authored Bass Volume 1, conducted his first orchestra in 2009, and was nominated as Best Classical Musician by Art Voice magazine.
I don't just write music, I write books as well. And I believe in the history, because you always have to know where you came from to know where you're going. Because for anything else, you just think, oh, I just made this up. No, you didn't make it up. It regurgitated.
He composed music for prestigious institutions in Buffalo and elsewhere, and scored the film Less Than Perfect. He's also released a DVD documentary on jazz history featuring members of Charles Mingus's tour band.
So I got with another alumni, Hall of Famer, Sabu Adiola, who was actually my point of discussion, and he knows all the history because he lived it. And so I began to pen a book based on my dealings with jazz, because I was just fresh in maybe like 2 years, and now I'm 20 years in, maybe, or 13, something like that. So 2 years in, and then I used all of his stories and Virgil Day and combined it into a documentary, and I put together what I feel like is a great story.
When he's not busy playing or composing, RiShon conducts workshops and clinics internationally. His teaching career includes students from renowned institutions such as Howard University, Berklee College of Music, Buffalo State College, Michigan State, and more.
I love to see, if you will, the light go off for kids, or for students in general. Like my oldest, I don't teach bass a lot, but when I do, my oldest student was 82, and to see the light go off in an 82-year-old is something amazing. But to see those little ones just adapt, and it's all about that light, because you see the process, but when that light goes off, that's everything for a teacher.
While not a native Buffalonian, clarinetist Hank D'Amico's career path intertwined with the Queen City, making him a notable figure in its jazz scene. A quiet man who shunned the spotlight, D'Amico nonetheless developed a warm and unique improvisational style that became hard to forget.
Unfortunately, my father passed away when I was quite young. I had just turned 12. So I do remember him. I remember him well, but I feel like I never really got to know him, because I was so young. But I do recall very fondly one of the things he used to do when I would come home from school for lunch. He would play on his clarinet the theme from Peter and the Wolf. And, it was just one of the things I remember fondly about him, that he knew I liked that.
Born in 1915 in Rochester, D'Amico's musical journey began early. By 1936, at age 21, he was already playing professionally with band leader Paul Specht. That same year, he joined Red Norvo's group, kicking off a career filled with collaborations with the biggest names in swing.
I started to get to know him pretty well. because I started studying music in junior high school, 7th grade, and I picked an instrument, a band instrument, and I eventually, it was a brass instrument, French horn, and I eventually switched to the trumpet. And he helped me, you know, he gave me some good tips about playing music, and we started listening to a lot of music together, and I did get to be kind of close with him.
D'Amico was not afraid to branch out on his own, though. In 1938, he formed his own group and began radio broadcasts. The 1940s saw him playing with Bob Crosby's orchestra, leading his own big band for a short stint, and performing with legends like Bing Crosby, Billie Holiday, Louis Armstrong, Ella Fitzgerald, Peggy Lee, Les Brown, and Benny Goodman.
By the way, he was very interested not only in jazz, but he had a great classical music collection. You know, good knowledge of classical music as well. And so I learned how to listen to classical music, jazz, and in addition to just being a kid and being exposed to the contemporary popular music. But I saw how much he loved music, and I'm sure it made a lot of difference in how the seriousness with which I approached it.
D'Amico worked for CBS in New York City in the early 1940s. This period included performances in Buffalo, a hub for big band music at the time. During this era, he also collaborated with jazz giants like Tommy Dorsey. He spent a decade as a staff musician for ABC and recorded Holiday with Hank.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was fun and interesting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we did, I think, I don't know how you feel about this, Don. I think, yeah, we felt a little different from our peers in some ways. Although there were some people I knew in school, in grade school, that had fathers that worked for CBS TV or whatever, you know, so it wasn't like a foreign thing, of course, growing up in New York. But no, I thought it was a lot of fun.
Hank D'Amico passed away on December 2nd, 1965, at age 50. A concert in his memory lasted more than 4 hours, with musicians lining up to play in his honor. D'Amico's collaborations and accomplishments solidify him as a noteworthy figure in Buffalo's rich jazz history.
He was not really that interested in being famous or popular or rich or anything like that. He's one of these rare people. He's a very dedicated artist. He loved his art, and he didn't care if he got recognition for it. He was the word I heard to use to describe him, he was very uncompromising. He had a lot of integrity. He didn't care about being successful or being famous, you know, almost to the point where, you know, maybe he should have cared about it a little more, you know.
Christopher Swist grew up in the music industry as the son of 2 Buffalo Music Hall of Fame inducted members, the late producer, engineer, and studio designer Larry Swist and keyboardist Carol Jean Swist. Christopher has melded the influences of both to become a Hall of Fame musician, teacher, and studio maven in his own right.
My mom was always at the piano with a set list and a pad and a paper and in those days a tape cassette of the next show she had, you know, working at it. It's not magic. To this day, Mom actually still comes out to New Hampshire and usually has a show to prepare because she's still playing. So she'll be sort of visiting and still be doing the work. So I kind of saw that growing up with my dad as well. The amount of pre-production you have to do in a show and know the acoustics and anticipate the problems that occur. So what I really learned from them was the preparation, the musicianship, and the professionalism. I just observed that growing up.
Swist started his musical journey as a drum prodigy, beginning lessons with Buffalo Philharmonic percussionist John Rowland at age 6. His percussion studies continued with Jan Williams, who was inducted into the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame in the year 2000, and Anthony Miranda at UB, and with Ben Toth and Alexander Lepak at the Hart School.
Yeah, I decided to go the percussion route, and then I had very good Buffalo teachers. My first teacher was Johnny Rowland of the Buffalo Philharmonic when I was 6. Only in Buffalo could a 6-year-old kid study, you know, with the guy who plays in the Phil every night, because he took all students, all ages. It was over on Hurdle, I still remember, and he gave me a great foundation. And then that went all the way up to Jan Williams at the University of Buffalo.
Composition instructors included Jeffrey Stadelman, Stephen Grick, Robert Carl, Ken Steen, and Ingram Marshall. Christopher's studies resulted in the recording of 2 solo albums, Whitewater in 2001 and Duality in 2013.
In symphonic ensemble playing, it's really teamwork. I hesitate to say sport, but everybody has their lanes. In a symphonic percussion section, you have the timpanist on the kettle drums. You usually have someone who's really good at mallets. The bass drum and the cymbal player kind of have to work together in tandem, and as you play with people over a longer period of time, you develop relationships, music relationships and friendships to really make the music sound as good as it can be.
Swist's music has been performed by the Louisville Orchestra, Hartford Symphony Orchestra, American Modern Ensemble, Young Arts, and the United States Military Academy. He also performs in solo recitals of his compositions in both acoustic and electronic genres.
I love being a soloist. Sometimes I like to forget all that serving the song thing in a band and just go in front. And I really learned that at the University of Buffalo, that there's such a thing as being a percussion soloist, and you can go out and not be a collaborator.
Swist operates his own recording studio, Evenfall, in New Hampshire, and is a pro audio writer and reviewer for Sonic Scoop.
Yeah, it's just a wonderful feeling, because just like with Mom from Dad, I learned everything about recording engineering. So, and in a way, I'm continuing my dad's legacy as a engineer, as an engineer educator. Because another fun fact, little known fact, he was one of the first part-time teachers at SUNY Fredonia. There were no recording schools, no recording colleges back then, and to Fredonia's credit, they brought in Dad off the road with Chuck Mangione or whoever he was with to come in and give the students a hands-on experience.
As an educator and administrator, he has been Director of Recording Arts at Trinity College in Hartford and was formerly resident artist at Keene State College.
I came into town for this interview for about 2 days, and already Tuesday night there was something to do. I went to see the Twain Gang at the Sportsman's with the owner Dwayne, and sat in on 5 songs with them, and my mom played with me, and that was happening a night I just happened to be here. And then Wednesday night she had another gig with Donna Rose, who's also in this class, and I went in and sat in with them. So there you go. I'm only here for 2 days, and 2 days and a lot of, to Buffalo's credit,
the musical journey of Jim Yeomans began in his hometown of West Seneca, where he played in various rock bands. His diverse tastes spanned artists like Stevie Wonder, Neil Young, and country legends like Ricky Skaggs. This broad spectrum of influences shaped his own unique country sound.
I got a crash course into country when I joined a band called the Stone Country Band with Dwayne Hall, who's still a very good friend of mine. And later on, I wanted to take it to a different level, and I began playing a little more blues, more rock and roll, and I'm very guitar oriented when I play and sing. But the country is still it's a mainstay. It's where it all comes from.
Local music veterans quickly recognized his talent. Ramblin' Lou Schreiber, a key figure in Western New York country music, saw national potential in Yeomans. Lenny Silver of Amherst Records echoed this sentiment, signing Yeomans and releasing his album Dance With Me in 3/4 time. The song became a regional hit, gaining airplay across the country and Europe.
At that point, took it to another level, and some of the songs of my first album wanted to be not only a national but an international hit. It was #1 in England and several U.S. cities too. It got so much airplay, and I became an ASCAP publisher and writer member. I was 18 at that time.
Yeoman's career trajectory soared. He won a prestigious contest on the Nashville Network, performed on national shows, and recorded another album, There Goes My Heart. He built a resolute local following and spent time in Nashville, Tennessee, the heart of country music.
After my first album, I got asked to play on the Opry. I got to stand in that circle 3 times. Special guest, and I did all my original music there. So it's an honor and a hoot, you know, just like it is being asked to be in the Hall of Fame.
In the mid-1990s, Yeomans suffered a medical setback that greatly affected his musical career. Despite a challenging outlook, Yeomans and his family and friends never gave up hope. He battled through physical therapy and began to sing and play again.
You know who was a big advocate and a big proponent of that was, and I've got it on my fridge, a friend of mine laminated it. Ramblin' Lou, they took an excerpt of Ramblin' Lou interview for the news, and he says, Jim Yeomans was a force here. I hope he still can do it again.
Music has offered a beacon of hope. With the support of his loved ones and the local music community, Yeomans has looked toward the future. His story is a testament to the human spirit's resilience, and his passion for music and the unwavering support of those around him have fueled his remarkable persistence.
Since then, I've written songs, and they're doing great. They did great around the country and around the world, and that's then I got sick and everything changed. It changed my life, but I'm back, and I still love people, and I still love music.
Joe Zappo, known affectionately as Dr. Z, stands as a cornerstone of the Buffalo blues scene. Zappo's musical journey began in the vibrant Buffalo blues clubs.
And I started getting into a lot of the old-timers who were playing, and then I got into acoustic blues. And that was my first love. And then a friend of mine turned me on to Muddy Waters, electric. We got electrified.
Influenced by the city's rich blues heritage, he honed his skills on the guitar, developing a sound that was both powerful and soulful.
Then I started, I had always had the guitar, then I started getting into the electric blues scene and listening to people like Little Walter and Sonny Boy Williamson. And then I got involved with the Shakin' Smith Blues Band, and that was about 1971 or something like that, and I worked with him for about 10 years. Played all over the place. It was great education.
Zappo has been a singer, guitarist, songwriter, recording artist, band leader, and champion of Buffalo blues. His band, Dr. Z and the Blues Remedy, has been playing steadily since the 1980s, sharing the stage with a large number of well-known national blues acts.
I did a lot of work at the Trafalmador when that was going on Main Street in Art Park, and I opened for a lot of big blues acts that came through town. I mean, tons of them. My band was a backup band for Bo Diddley, you know. I have tons of recollections, and it's been a real great trip.
Dr. Z's band has included stalwart musicians, including Buffalo Music Hall of Famers Steve Sadoff and Rob Lynch. The Blues Remedy were a constant presence at Buffalo's best blues clubs.
For many years, the Lafayette Tap Room downtown was a terrific place to go hear music. I played there from the day it opened to the day it closed, and then he moved over on to Pearl Street, I think it was. It was never the same after that, but that was terrific because he had national acts in there every week, and I got to, like to say, work with them and, you know, whatever, and back people and share the stage with people and jam with people. And that was just one of them. You know, there was a lot of really nice clubs that were around where you could play at.
Zappo has been active in the Western New York Blues Society, mentoring newcomers in the AmJam program. He has taught in schools for the Tampa Bay Blues Society and played benefits for Mercy Flight, Children's Hospital, Breast Cancer Awareness, and many others. Joe Zappo's contribution to the Buffalo blues scene is undeniable. His dedication to the genre, and his captivating performances have secured him a place among the city's blues greats and a spot in the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame.
But I got nominated like 20 years ago, so I've been kind of like waiting in the wings. I didn't think anything would ever happen, because to me it's more for full-time musicians, scholarly types, things like that. But just regular blues guys like me, it's almost a dream. But it's very welcome in my life at this point.
To learn more about the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame and how you can support our organization, we invite you to visit us online and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Tonight, we've celebrated the remarkable contributions of some truly exceptional individuals. But at the heart of it all, it's the passion and power of music that unites us, connecting us across time, space, and soul. As we close tonight's ceremony, we leave you with some unforgettable highlights that capture the essence of our inductees then and now. Thank you for being a part of the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame 2024 Induction Celebration.
Here with Donna Rose, one of our inductees tonight. It's nice to have you here. Exciting night for you, I would imagine.
So very much. Thank you.
All right, well, it's great to have you here. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you so very much.
All right, here with Phil Aguglia, one of tonight's inductees. Phil, it's great to have you here, and I'm sure it's an exciting night for you.
Very much so. Thank you very much.
Enjoy your night. Enjoy tomorrow as well, and congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
All right, here with Christopher Swist and his mom, Carol Jean. Now, I'm really excited about this interview because you guys are history makers tonight. I looked in the program. You are the first family members to have 3 individual inductions into the Hall of Fame. This is an amazing family night for both of you. Congratulations and have a great time. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Thank you.
It's amazing that you're able to celebrate all that here tonight.
Yes, we are.
Congratulations. Have a great night.
Thank you, Tom.
So I'm a little bit nervous about tomorrow, but it's all fun and games, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow, I think, the most.
Anthony, it's great to see you in this situation. Known you for a long time as part of the board, so congratulations and enjoy these couple days.
I appreciate it, Tom, very much. Thank you.
After your induction tonight, you are going to be playing in our concert tomorrow night. How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good about it. I wish my voice was better, but I have no control over that, so I'm going on at 6:30, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm bringing my guys down, and we're going to see what we can do.
Right, congratulations, and have a wonderful night.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Here with Teresa D'Amico, who is the daughter of Hank D'Amico, who is one of our posthumous inductees tonight. It's a great honor to have you here. I'm sure it's an exciting night for you and your family.
Yes, it's very exciting. I've been looking forward to this for months now.
Well, congratulations to you and your family on a tremendous honor tonight.
Yes, thank you very much.
All right, here with Jim Yeomans, one of our 2024 Hall of Fame inductees. Jim, it's great to have you here. I know it's an exciting night for you and all of the inductees. How are you feeling tonight?
It's great. I'm feeling fabulous.
Congratulations and enjoy this next couple days.
Thank you very much, Tom.